Cue right back down. Cue right back down to the VWAP again. Well, current time for momentum gives us bullishness, but the price action givers is telling us no, it's not. This is just a lot of chop. Again, I would recommend not trading the SPY super system right now until we get some sort of a movement. Here's a Moderna going flat as a pancake here, and Abercrombie, which is a short setup, a decent short setup for Abercrombie. These candles are really small. This price action is extremely tight within very small candles. Joe, you're looking to close before 11 a.m. Plus 25%. Okay, gotcha. That's condo. Yeah, I know that that setup you're using. It's trading right in a tight range, so it should work good. Close it. Yeah, nice. Very nice. Abercrombie continuing to come down here, trading at 128.95. Q's sitting right on the VWAP. BRKR right there, head up there. They raised their guidance, moved it up pretty strong, pulling it right back again. Bruker, that's a medical device company. Alright, just kind of looking here for what the market's doing. Q's drifting down below the VWAP now. SPY as well. SPY just above it. Again, I'm not trading any SPY super system trades right now. The only thing I put on was a strangle on Moderna, which trading at 32.98. I'm finally in the money on the 33 puts. We'll see. It just needs to continue on down. Again, it doesn't expire till Friday. I get some time on it. The only thing I liked about it on the SPY was the Qs was to do a butterfly. Just not an awful lot of action going on here. The ANF looks sort of good though. The ANF debit spread, that looks nice. Now it's time, of course, trying to bounce now. And Moderna not doing much of anything. In the 33, 34, Moderna, I have the debit spread. I'm sorry, the strangle. 34 calls, 33 puts. It's now in the money on the put side. Paid $254 for them. They're at $217 right now. All right, see if we get any questions. Really nice breakdown in NLY. Italy Capital Management. Yep, breaking down beautifully. Really nice breakdown. NLY. Breaking down. Trying to bounce a little bit. Doug, you always appreciate my updates on thinking on the SPY super system. Yeah, I'm not touching it right now. I don't like this price action at all. I mean, the setup's there, but there's just not this. Look where we are here. We're just not going anywhere. Get a little bit of a move up here, look great, and then poof, right back down again. Just chopping. BBIO still quite strong with the market headed downward. Yeah, well, yeah, it looks pretty nice. We get up as high as almost $32 on BBIO. Has a high right now of 31.72, trading at 31.56. Got room to $36 on BBIO. Going to be the option trade. We're going to be very difficult to try to trade options on that. Lots of volume on the options, however, on BBIO. Only have monthlies. And spreads on the BVIO are pretty wild. Right now, this $25 calls expiring this week. $25 calls, which it's 31.38, so you get 6.38 of intrinsic value in it. I going 520 by 710, but you get 6.38 of. So if you can get those things for around 6.50, you're doing pretty well. But it's pretty hard to get filled on those things. So again, I'm not going to mess with them too much. Qs are still falling below the VWAP. Abercrombie just kind of moving sideways. Moderna also moving sideways. Back up above 33 again. YouTube's up and going. Hey, Saw, good morning. Wondering if I consider a stock like PNW a good short right now. Would you want to wait for more confirmation by the 200? Hey, Brian, good morning. Let me look at PNW. Palo Alto. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good short here. It did get below the 200 last Thursday, then gapped up. Now it's moving down again. I think it's a good short. I mean, it's down pretty good today. Down about 3.5%. No earnings till 218. Decent short. Again, if you take a short on it, the 200 becomes your stop. You don't want it to close above that 200 again on PNW. All right. So here's the PNW chart. All right. So there's your 200-day moving average. It's got to close below there. Notice it went through it on Thursday, gapped up, pulled back down again. But this is very, very bearish. I mean, very, very bearish. It's choppy, kind of a choppy stock. You can see this. It's not exactly an easy pattern to see. It's been kind of in a sort of an uptrend off the 200. But notice it did hold the 200 here. It fell below it here and then it bounced. And it fell below it here and bounced. So it's been bouncing off the 200. So if you want to take it, you can take it, but just make sure as soon as it closes above the 200, you got to close it down. Or you could wait till tomorrow to see if we get a second candle to the downside. We haven't had too many multiple days below the 200, although we had about 3 here. But again, I'm not going to touch it, but it's a decent short setup. Triple Qs pulling back down again here now. Again, I'm not touching SPY Super Systems right here. We got a short setup right here. If you want to take a short off the SPY Super System, this is a setup. You've got red. It's breaking below the VWAP. The problem is I don't trust any of this price action here. It did this before. You see how it did it right here, and you see what happened. So this is the price action that we're seeing, which historically on today, it just doesn't give me a lot of warm fuzzy feeling about going in any directions on the Qs. And SPY the same thing. The SPY is doing basically exactly the same thing. Dan pointing out that the EAX is a nice short. Yeah, it has been since the fires in Los Angeles. The thing has dropped from $75 to about $55. Really precipitous drop every single day. Today it's down about another 14%. Just getting pounded. Hard to chase way down here. Again, the price action on the SPY is just SPY Q is just garbage here right now. Whoops, BBIO. I already pointed out, had a positive report at a conference this morning, moving up just beautifully. Nice continuation move in BBIO. Again, trading at 31.62. Got room on the daily chart to the next resistance is, let's see, some more resistance in here. 32.06, about 32.06, and then 36.36. So if you're playing this, watch it here at about 32.06. Fannie Mae still moving up here this morning, up about another 3%, trading at 542. And BBIO 32.06 is the next resistance level, high volume resistance level, 32.06. SPY right on the Q, right on the VWAP. Just very, very sluggish action here. As we've been SPY and Q right on the VWAP. We're just not going anywhere. Again, I'm not recommending at all that you trade SPY super system trades right now. Off the SPY, the Qs, of the IWM. This is really garbage. Get a little bit of one here. That'd have to be a pretty quick trade. This is just, look at these little candles. Again, I would keep your wallet in your pocket here today, right now. This is pretty garbage. The BBIO that Ari called out is a nice one. Again, I get 3206 as a next resistance level on it, so it's getting pretty close. I like ANF short as a debit spread on ANF, and I did take a Moderna strangle, which isn't doing anything. As you can see, this is really, really tight action on this thing. Again, you want to see these things move a little bit, but this is crazy. Not just doing anything at all. 3190 on BBIO now, looking for 3206 as the next resistance. So if you took BBIO, just keep an eye on your position. $25 calls, which were around 645, which were basically intrinsic, 680 by 720 right now. Saw you like MDB short. Yeah, it's a decent short. 225.94 is support. 225.94. Qs just not doing anything. BBIO right to 3209 now. It's going 30. It's going to get. We'll see if it gets through the 3206. It's gotten through it. See if that holds. Whoops. See if that 3206 holds. It has not so far. It's still going up. Again, this is off of a news, so it's it may rip right through there. And if you're in the position, this is what you watch for. It doesn't. If it fails here, then you take it profits if you're in the calls or in the stock. If it gets through there, you just kind of march up with it, trailing stop or something like that. ENF doing nothing. Moderna doing absolutely nothing. It is below the 33 put now, though. BBIO looks nice. PBIO pulling back a little bit. And down to 32 right now. But still, 32.06 what it needs to hold. BBOIO still holding up pretty good. PBIO still moving up. Nice call up by Ari on that one. Up to 32.36 here. Decent trade on this thing. It's up about $1, a little over $1 on the from when we talked about it, as far as the option price is concerned. What's happening there, Ruthie? Making any progress?
Well, yeah, I got it done.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
You're going out.
Huh?
You're going.
Yes. Not quite yet.
I heard you talking to somebody up there about trying to get stuff working.
No, so, yeah, the guy has his own little business.
What side?
He does computer work for Coon,
Who?
John Coon. I know. So he's a little different. I said, yeah.
Weird.
Well, he said his wife was very nice.
Spent a lot of time, 1 year since I've done it.
Yeah, but anyway, he's, like I said, he has his own business out of his house. He has companies, you know, that he works for. You know, a lot of times people who are like self-employed, they're willing to do some pickup work and stuff.
Somebody talking about we're doing some field work?
Taking, yeah, doing master.
Yes. That'd be nice.
Huh?
It'd be nice, you don't even, they're gonna get somebody for it, so.
Yeah, but I mean, so, and he just wants to stay contracts, that's fine.
Yeah.
I said they paid less than, you know, he charged like $125 per hour. Not to get that, but, you know, so I said, and he lives in Parrot Creek, close by.
Did you post something somewhere that you found?
No, someone had posted, his girlfriend had posted a thing on Nextdoor about her husband, or just comment on being a genius with computers and blah, 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 blah. His phone number, so.
Could go for some work.
Yeah, probably. So I thought, well, shit. So I looked him up online. You know, he has his little self-made, website. It's just one page, and so she helps him out in the business too. And
Talk of some alerts going off from Central Asia, Venezuela, French ballistic missile from Yemen.
I said, send me, he'd never heard of Field Nation, but he'd heard of other stuff like that. Anyway, and he hadn't heard of Software Solutions Design, but he's got some doctor's offices.
You haven't heard of software, that's hard to believe, he's in the industry.
I know, but he, it's a couple companies that he just hires them like a monthly fee, $200. They have, anyone who has they have like 45
Yeah.
computers and stuff.
Yeah. He does all that stuff for that.
Yeah, he does remote monitoring of those. So, I mean, he'd be perfect because he can work as little or as much as.
Yeah.
I said, so, if you want. Yeah. Said, you pick your hours. Well, and his, girlfriend does backup for him, so. Anyway.
Yeah.
I got this thing up.
Alright, market's going nowhere.
Nowhere fast.
Another day of telling him not to trade.
Anyway, I've been busy, and then Justin asked me to create a work order for Boris, so I did that.
Boris.
Boris needs some parts. Yeah. That's the one for today. And then, Boris needs some parts, which I do this install. I said, I have the parts, I can send it to you, probably quicker than smarter pants bit. So anyway, so I'm gonna send him that stuff.
You gonna send the product?
Oh, no, Boris? No, he needs this.
You said it's faster to send the product.
No, the
that's
supplies, I'm
okay.
sorry, yeah. So, that's what I'm gonna do.
There you go.
Go, who goes? Neighbor?
I think it's the guy next door, I'm not sure.
Too late now, let's go.
Yeah, the green, he wears a bright color top.
I don't know why you got.
I see him jogging around all the time.
Yeah, she does too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pictures of his poop.
Of what?
Alfie's poops.
I didn't see that.
Oh, God.
I got pee.
It's almost noon.
I know.
I haven't made the bed yet, haven't been in there.
I haven't
Members of the news desk is a link to an article by the CFTC. Business reveals heavy buy now pay later use among borrowers with high credit balances and multiple pay in 4 loans. A link to that article in the news desk.
BBIO still moving up pretty nicely. $25 calls did pretty nicely. They went from about 645 to right now they're trading at about 750. So about $1 move in those things. Like that was a nice call on that one, Ari. Again, I'm watching ANF. I still like it short. It's kind of bounced a little bit. I like Moderna as a strangle. But right now it's right back to 33.50 again. Right what just about where I paid for it. It's not really doing anything. Triple Qs bouncing back up above the VWAP again as they go. You see this is the kind of stuff you don't want to get involved in. You don't want to be trading when you just move, when the price action. Let's just go a little bit. When you get this kind of price action, you've got no trend here at all today. None. Gap down, move up, move down, move up, move down, sideways. This is just sideways action. Like I said, probably the best thing to take today would be either as Joe did, which it was a condor, or a in my case I like to do butterflies. So that's but this is not conducive to taking super system trades. Even though they set up this is set up here. It's blue, just went to blue, moving up through the VWAP. But is it likely to continue up? Not likely. I mean, look at these candles. They're tiny. It goes up, it goes down. It's all over the place here. The T2104, which is the cumulative volume index that I like to follow, is bearish, very bearish. Just moving down. Again, I used that Friday for the call puts I took overnight. The Q puts, the Q puts that I took overnight, that I got about 100% on those things from Friday to this morning. So that worked out pretty well. Well, right now, I don't really have a lot of feelings for trading the SPY super system right here. I would avoid them unless we get a kind of a trend, and I don't know if that's going to happen. ANF just kind of chopping as well. But again, BBIO was a nice call out by Ari, back up here to 32.92. It's gone through the 32.06, which was the resistance level. Went right through it. What was the BBIO play? It's too late for that right now, in my opinion, Dimitri. When it was down here, Ari called it out earlier. I forget what time Ari called that out, but it was a news. They had some news today off of a conference, and where's the daily here? It was shooting up. It was down in here. It was trading at around $30, $31. We talked about that as with a chance to go to 32.06. Notice it went right through 32.06. It's getting a little extended now. It does have room up to 36.36, but I wouldn't be chasing it. I'd be waiting for a pullback in this thing, back to the VWAP or to the 15 or something like that. But that was a trade that Ari had pointed out on BBIO. Pretty nice. And Moderna Strangle's not doing anything. But again, I've got this till Friday, so we'll see what it does. Same thing as ANF. The ANF put debit spread would be good till Friday. Instant coffee from you from now on. Dimitri had to step away. Listen, this is a it's tough to find much to trade today, in my opinion. But I do slightly green today. The Bitcoin stocks were really weak this morning, trying to recover a little bit. Oil stocks were pretty good this morning. Oxy's moved up really nicely here this morning. Pulled back a little bit right now. Daily on Oxy looks like this. Bullish, breaking out. Pretty nice little breakout in Oxy. ExxonMobil with a nice gap up to do today as well, up to 2%. These stocks are coming off of very deep lows. All the oil stocks are coming off of deep lows. Oxy not so much, but ExxonMobil is. Oxy's gotten above the 100-day moving average right now, and it's got some room. It actually has a little bit of a gap fill that it's getting ready to go into. Needs to be above 52.69 is the big entrance to the gap. So 52.69 would be where you want to see it get above and stay above. Fannie Mae going, yep. Fannie Mae still going. 543 having a good day, up about 3%. Kind of. Yeah. Oh, listen, it's up 3%. That's pretty good. Not doing much right now in the 5-minute chart. And Tristan, Kava trying to get into the gap. To the downside, I'm assuming. Yeah. Yeah, it is. And it's a pretty tight squeeze between there and the 200-day. 200-day is 104.22. And it's trading at 110. So you get about $6 to the downside, to the 200-day moving average, which is would just about be the gap fill on CAVA. Right here that you're looking at CAVA. There's Tristan's talking about. This is the gap fill over to here. See, here's the gap between here and here. Here's where it enters it, right there, right where it's at. Again, the entrance to the gap, needs to get through 110. Needs to get through 110, and then you go into the gap, which would take it down to the to about 104, 105, about $5 to the downside on this Kava gap to the downside. BBIO starting to pull back a little bit now. Yeah, if you're in that thing as it got through 3206, you kind of watch it. You get a candle like this, you probably take profits. Nothing on ANF. Triple Qs coming back down again. Again, you cannot trade these by super system trades today. This is not a day. This is really not a good day for trading them. I'm just giving you a heads up. The setups are there. There's a setup right there, but can you trade that? You can't. Not with this. You need to get a break above the high or a break above the low.
On XXII, hitting new day highs throughout the morning for a big momentum move on morning headlines. XXII up 155.
So LPTE, absolutely low probability trading environment, big time. Big time LPTE. Q's coming in. Coming up on about 5 minutes to 12 here. Again, not a good day for trading anything. I do have a strangle on Moderna, which is not doing anything. It's right between my two strikes. So again, this is a Friday trade. Expires Friday. And Abercrombie, I like Abercrombie short. I've mentioned, and the option prices are very expensive. So you want to do a debit spread on Abercrombie. You want to do a debit spread on Abercrombie if you take it. You can do a 130, 130, 128, 125, something like that, and probably get a decent price on it. Again, you if you get into a debit spread, you want to pay well less than half of this spread. So you do a $5 spread, you want to pay well less than $2.50, somewhere around $2, $2.10 maybe, if you're in the money. BBIO worked pretty good. Went for about 645 for the $25 calls when Ari called it out. Those went to about, they're at 785 right now for BBIO. Again, those are deep in the money, pretty high delta on those. But you had to be very cautious because the spreads kept widening up, and sometimes they were $3 wide, sometimes they were 80 cents wide. You had to pick your spots to do that. Q's falling back down again below the VWAP, moving back down toward 500. Q's coming down pretty hard here now. Again, the Q's today, the low on the Q's so far today is 499.70. 499.70. If it gets below 499.70, it's going to be a decent short, but you're going to be chasing it if it goes all the way down there. So you can't really do it. I mean, this is a SPY super system setup right here, but I'm not going to chase it. ENF coming in with the rest of the market. Moderna coming back down now. Again, DBBBI, it was a nice trade. Still going up. CLS just chopping around, gap down hard this morning, bounced back up again. Now it's just kind of moving sideways. And Roblex, same thing, just down a little bit today. Again, not really. These are swing trades. I'm not going to worry about them right now. See what it does look like at the end of the day. Again, Fannie Mae looks pretty nice today. I did take profits in PGNY earlier today in the gap. I want to see what it does here. From here again, I didn't want to. I got a gap up, so I got a gap up in PGNY, so I took profits. That's Gap up's a gift if you're long. Gap down's a gift if you're short. I had a gap down in the Qs. I had puts on the Qs, and so I took 100% on those Q puts from Friday that I had mentioned Friday afternoon, and I was going to take over the weekend. Q's still coming down here now toward the $500 level. Q's coming down, and the 15 and the VWAP are right together right now. Again, the low on the Q's today so far was 499.70, 499.70. So down here, so we haven't got through there yet. Get down close to it, but now it's bouncing back up again. This is all chop. Which A&F puts did I take? I took a debit spread on them, AJ. I took a debit spread. They're kind of wide. It was kind of. I took the 125s, 120s on A&F. 125, 120s. I get in for 95 cents, 125, 120s. When I did that, there was any of the spreads would have been good as long as you get filled at the right amount. This was pretty far out of the money. I typically don't like to take that far out of the money, but the thing is moving down pretty hard, and it does have some room to the downside. There really isn't much support level for it. A&F got room down to about the next support level I can see on it is about 120.28. So I took 125s, 120s. Again, they were way out of the money. I got them cheap. $5 spread for 95 cents. Not something I'd like to recommend too much though. Right now they're going for about $1.33. So they're up right now about 40 cents. They're up about 50% on the trade. I can take this thing off anytime I want. Q's trying to bounce now. Again, didn't quite get through the low. Trying to bounce back up to the VWAP. We're just not going anywhere. E&F pulled down hard. I'm gonna probably take profits in my debit spread if I can right here. Haven't got filled yet. I got $1.35 in for that debit spread to sell it. I got in for 95. We'll see if I get filled on it. I don't mind holding it, but I just soon take it off right now. I can take a look at it again later, especially if I get a bounce in it. Again, it has room down to about 121.
Nothing to do, huh?
Took profits in my A&F debit spread, my put debit spread. This gave me a nice flush down on these things again. So I got in at 95. I get out at $1.35. I mean, I may try them again a little bit later. We'll wait and see. But this has still got some good room to the downside. But that's a pretty nice little flush there. You can see the Qs are doing the Qs right back up to the VWAP again, not going anywhere. Right back down again. Inspire has not been able to get through that $500 level. Got through it by about 30 cents earlier today. But I mean the Qs, but that 500 is holding pretty strong. Again, the 100 days down below there. The 100 days down at 497.20. I think 497.20. Yeah, for the 100-day moving average. But again, here it comes bouncing back up again. Again, A&F flushed down enough for me to take profits. I'm out. It's bouncing back up again. much. In fact, after I've read about what I paid for it, right here in the middle of the 33s and 34s. So the last thing I want to see is these kind of flat moves like this. Q's coming back up again. Does anybody trust this to keep going? I don't. Abercrombie with a bounce. Again, BBIO is a nice one. I already called that one out. You should be out of it now if you got into it and long, made some money. Very low probability trading environment. I know what's called LPTE, low probability trading environment on the market. It's just not doing anything here. Again, I cannot recommend to buy super systems right now. I think that this is just 3 down. You get in, you get out, you probably lose money, come back in long, probably end up repeating the same thing again, just like we did here. Just chop.
That's Coldplay doing it well. Gonna kick it off with some music you've been listening to, Belinda Carlisle first.
All right, so again, A and F bounce up. I'm out of that. I get into that debit spread for 95 out for $1.35. I might revisit it later. Q's, which pull back down almost to the low of the day, not quite. Now bouncing back up again, not quite to the high of the day. Just moving with inside a range here. Just trading with inside a range.
Sorry, but not for the likes of you. You had yours. And you wanted to finish, so no. Might as well hang it up.
Right, check for some questions here. About 12:20. I'm gonna get lunch here in just a few minutes. Let's see, Joe. All SPY out of the IC, 60%. Nice job on that iron condor. Very nice. AJ, do I think we have an overall market trending downwards in the D1 to start taking puts? Well, you know, it's I wish I could say for sure. The market definitely looks bearish here. I would be, if you especially get any calls on, I would be looking for some swing type shorts. ANF is a good one. Is a good short setup. We'll look for some other ones. I do think we're in a downtrend here. The difficulty is we've got earnings coming up this week. Thursday starts the bank's earnings. A lot of it's going to depend on what happens there. Now the Qs have not got down to the 100-day moving average yet, 497. They're still above that. The SPY has, of course, it's below the 100 right now. So, yeah, I'd say the market is bearish right now. I wouldn't be looking for a lot of longs right here, that's for sure. But I'd basically just be trying to day trade for the most part right now. Then you get out of ANF for 34 cents. That's 34 cents profit, I'm assuming. Yeah, nice job. Very nice job. Very nice job. Question: TGOU 007. If you are entering SPY super system trade, do you want the candle to close below the VWAP or the 50 MUA, or enter as it crosses? Again, this is the difference between an anticipation trade and a confirmation trade. What I do is I kind of depend on like today I'm not taking anything. Because it's too choppy. If I was going to trade anything today, if I was going to do this on this, I would do it as it crosses, and I wouldn't wait for it to close, because you're not likely going to be in this thing for very long. If you took it here, then you're doing okay right now. But this is probably the best run we've had today. Most of the time it goes up and comes back. So if you take it on the break like here, then you can get out and make a little bit of profit on it. That's called an anticipation trade. At least I call it an anticipation trade as a confirmation trade. This is a confirmation trade here. You wait for the close, then you enter on this candle. This one you wait as it crosses through it. So I use them both. It depends on the day. Choppy days like this, then I'm going to probably take it as it crosses, because it's not as likely to be a confirmation and I can get in and out quickly. On days where it's trending and it's coming back down and then it starts to break up through it again, usually I'll wait for the confirmation, because we have a nice trend and I figure I've got more runway ahead of me, so I don't have to jump in and have a chance of a breakdown. Again, if you get into any kind of a trade in anticipation, there's much higher likelihood of a failed breakout than there is if you wait for confirmation. But if it works, you're going to make more money on an anticipation trade. So again, it's a trade-off there. And just a lot of it has to do with the kind of market day you're having. This is a horrible market day to try to trade it. I haven't traded any of these things yet. And I'm not likely to unless I see something happening here. Qs are trying to get up there right now. But here's where we're in. We're trying to do a gap fill. We still got to get above the high of the day here, up here. So I don't trust any of this market right now. You're welcome, Diju. You're welcome. All right, I'm going to get some lunch here as we just let the market kind of drift up here. This is probably one of the best runs we've had today. This was not bad. This was a decent run. I'm certainly not chasing any of these things right now. Again, I had an A and F debit spread. I took profits in that when it kind of bottomed out. That big flush down red candle I took right there. I took profits in the debit spread right here. I'm still in Moderna Strangle. It's not doing anything for me here. I got a 34 call and a 33 put expiring Friday. BBIO that Ari called out today was a very nice one. Still moving up here. Pull back just slightly again, but if you're in that, I would be out by now. Fannie Mae, we talked about Fannie Mae as a stock trade up today nicely, put 4%. Very, very crummy day. I'm going to get some lunch. I'm not chasing anything here. I'm going to get some lunch. I'm not going to chase this market. Move to the upside here. I don't trust it, as I have been saying multiple times today. So we'll see. I'll get some lunch. I'll be back. I'm going to go ahead and YouTube. I appreciate everybody in the YouTube feed today. Thanks so much for being in the room. I appreciate it. Shut down the feed here. It's been running for about an hour and a half, so I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. And we'll be back again tomorrow with the YouTube. Thanks very much, folks. Again, if you're interested, you can just go to rightlinetrading.com, and all the information is there about my website, not my website, my trading room, my alert service, and the software, the SPY Super System software right here. Again, we have a couple of different templates. We have this is the standard template I use, which shows the current time frame momentum, the multi-time frame momentum, the long-term trend. But we also have a template for folks who just want to trade the SPY Super System, and you can toggle them back and forth. Let me just show it to you before I go to lunch. This is the SPY Super System setup right here. Current time frame momentum. That's all we use for SPY Super Systems. Current time frame momentum, the VWAP, and the 15 EMA. That's it. That's what we're looking for. Again, this was an entrance right here as we went selling yellow to buying blue right there. This is an entrance. If you're taking it, you've done pretty well. I'm not touching anything today, but this was a decent trade right here. The problem is this was a decent setup here too, and see what happened. We've had a lot of this today. A lot of this pullback like this, one candle and then back out again, one candle and back out again. This is very difficult to chase a big move like that. But notice it went to blue, and this is a long. And again, but we're getting too much of this chop for me. All right. I will go ahead and shut that down. Hey, Jorge, thank you for thanks for the great video. I appreciate that. Don't stop helping the community. I'm trying. Again, if you're in YouTube, again, you can get over to Rightline and become a member of my room, member of the alert service, or get the software. And again, you can trade swing trades as we do, which is some of the swing trades are just intraday. And then we have multi-day swing trades, and we do some spread trading, and then we have the SPY Super System, which we trade on indexes, the SPYs, the Qs, and the IWM. All right, let me switch this back to the new one right here. That's back to where I had before. All right, have a great afternoon, everybody from YouTube. I appreciate it. We'll be back again tomorrow around 11.